course, you know, I got my motivation, a Sean shirt. Do you ever think that you're looking good, or you feel good about yourself, and just look in the mirror and then look at this physique? It definitely keeps you humble. I want to thank everybody who's purchased the shirt. I want to thank you from Sean's daughter as well, because they really appreciate that. The numbers have been insane. Definitely overwhelming, the amount of shirts that we've sold already, and it's been 6 days. So we're probably running for another month, and then take the proceeds from that and go give it to Cora's mother, which is Sean's daughter.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something, 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 looking for something.
My clients do something for me. I said about time my clients do something for me. It's only because the camera's on. I just want to be in the camera.
You're always helping, man.
I know. I breathe like this. So it's so funny. On stage, I never realized I did it for so many years, and people I get off stage and be like, man, you know what's the best thing about you? You're just smiling up there the whole time, having a good time. And actually, if I'm making that face, I'm dying. Because I can't get a breath like that. But if I, like that, so I don't know if you heard that guy came up and he's like, hey, were you laughing at me? I'm like, what? And he's like, my friend said you were laughing at me or something. I'm like, what? And then I realized it was my face. Yeah, like my biggest issue with legs, besides like the length of my body, like my legs are a lot longer than most bodybuilders and stuff like that, but besides that, just cardiovascular wise, I burn out, and I don't know how to fix it. I'll die out from oxygen before my legs die out. And it sucks because, so after I have to like try and catch my breath without passing out, but 3/4 through the set, I'm just trying to just knock out as many as I can before I don't have any more oxygen. I think it's because I can only get so much oxygen back every time, and I don't know. Walk away from the leg extension when you're done, you didn't do it right. So that's leg day. It's not a typical leg day. Some guys can just go stupid hard 2-3 weeks out from a show, but my joints can't take it. So I try to go a little bit lighter today. I've been recently, I would say probably the last 6 or 7 months, been trying to target a specific area of my legs. So it's just something people could try on their own too. But most won't do it because it's gonna affect your ego. You're gonna have to go down in weight. But when you push with your toes, so like for example, on leg press, when you come down, you're gonna wanna, on the way up, push with your toes because you're stronger. But you're using your joints, you're using your knees when you're doing that. So a trick that you can do is on the way down on leg press is lift your toes up as you come down. As you get better at it, you won't have to literally lift them up off the platform. They'll just lift off inside your shoe. And then what that does is that transfers all the weight to the upper part of your quad, which is the main area every bodybuilder wants to work anyway. No bodybuilder is losing a show because their teardrop is too small. It's always the upper leg, the lines don't come all the way up to their waist. The same thing for squat and hack squat. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video, but as I go down on hack squat and I go down to squats, I'm lifting up, so that way I go back with my butt and my hips, which transfers it to the top part of my leg. So I've been trying to focus on that area. I've been going a little bit wider in my stance. I have to automatically go a little bit wider because of my height. It's really hard for people to understand when I post a video why they're flipping out, why it's so wide. I can understand if I didn't have legs, then you can chastise me, but it doesn't make sense. But I am going a little bit even more wide because I believe when you have your legs wide and you push out, it's gonna help on the outer sweep because whoever came up with a long time ago that you put your legs together to work your outside sweep was not 5'11" or taller. because there's no way the hinge from my knee to my toe is the same as somebody who's 5'8". So when I come in like this, it's different for a shorter person. So I have to go a little bit wider with my stance. So that's what I tried to focus on today. The other thing too that people can try and do on their own is, and I do this for everything, that's why I can train with a 135, 140 pound girl, is a lot of times guys, like let's say for bench, you like have to undo it. You have to undo the bar. And for some reason that makes us feel like I got it. You know, that whole like mentality, I got it. When this works no muscle. When you take the weight off for like a leg press and you unhook it and come down, no matter what, your joints have to take over. So something that I implement on my clients and I've been doing on my own, if you could have someone transition with you the first 2, maybe 3 reps, then you can transfer the weight onto the particular part of the muscle that you want. Because when you train, you're not just doing quads, you're not just doing back, you're not just doing chest. It's one part of the muscle is working more than the other. So if you telling yourself, because you did leg press, you did quads, doesn't mean you're actually working the part of the quad you want. So I try and like compare it to, if you're trying to teach someone how to ride a bike, you would run with them, because like say they take their training wheels off. You run with them, then you let go, let them do it on their own, and then at the end you come back in and you help them and finish it off. And what that does is then, so I'll just use the leg press as an example. When I come down, I can transfer it onto that weight, and then I can stay on it the whole time. And that's something that a lot of people can't do. So if you can figure out a way to see how many in a row you can do on just one part of the muscle, I bet you can't do the whole set. You have to take a break. Because the burn is so ridiculous that you want to lock all the way out, take a breath, and let that burn subside, when you should try and beat that number. See what you can do, you know? So using leg press as an example, come down with your toes up, have someone come down with you, maybe 1 or 2, and then they let go, and you just stay on that muscle. How many of those can you do? Figure out the number, because it's not 12, it's not 15, it's not your whole set. You're not gonna be able to. It's probably realistically gonna be like 5 or 6, where you do it, and then take a break, right? All the way up, catch your breath, then come back down, and then stay on that muscle the whole time for another 5 or 6. And when you train like that, you're gonna get way more muscle growth, because you're tearing the muscle down way more. If you don't care about how strong you are or what your max is, then that's the way you should train. Because if you're training for cosmetic purposes to change the way you look, then you should want to stay on that muscle the whole entire time. So that's probably the biggest mistake bodybuilders make, is they think because you undid the weight, came down and up 15 times, you did chest. Your body has no idea how many reps you did. It has no idea how much weight you did. It just knows the toll that you're putting on your body and how many in a row you can do without taking a break. So sometimes people take a break, like chest. Sometimes you're taking a break by using your triceps and shoulder to lock out. That quick little break took the pain off your chest, and now you're going back on it again, when if you had stayed on it, you tear the muscle down a lot more. So I don't know if you'll be able to even tell from the video today. I'm just so lethargic and low carb, but it's part of the game. But that's what I did all day today. So it's not fancy, it's not 20 plates, I'm not maxing out, I'm not breaking any records, but I don't want to. I just want to win bodybuilding shows. And I want to change the way I look. I want to make my muscles a lot fuller and a lot more definition. I could care less how much I bench, you know, and stuff like that, or how big my arms are or something like that. I don't measure my body parts. It's just not important to me. And you should ask yourself, do you want to bench 500 or do you want to look like you bench 500? Because the guys that bench 500 don't look like they bench 500. And the guys that don't look like they bench 500, or the guys that don't look like they bench 500, usually look really good. And you've never seen anyone where you're like, somebody's walking, no girl's ever been like, damn, I wonder if that guy maxes out at 605. They don't. You either just look good or you don't. So being able to curb the ego at the door, try this workout out, see if it works for you. It's working for me. So that's leg day, quad day. I will come back and do hams again later in the week, but it's time to eat.